when he starts teaching the kids, it's kind of funny because they're all cocky as
because they're all pilots, dude.
They're all the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, who are we gonna get to teach us? And he's at the bar and he puts his cell phone on the and now he has to pay for everyone's drinks.
Drop my phone.
And then they throw him out of the bar and they're like, thanks, Pops, for the beer. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Not Your Everyday Critics. I'm your host, George Lugo.
And I'm your host also, MANNY RIVERA.
And if you haven't seen the show before, what we do is rate, review, and critique movies of all budgets and types.
Yeah, and like always, we're just a couple of dudes, just fans of movies, giving our points on what it is that we like about a movie and everything like that, and so on and so forth. And every movie is subjective, and with over 500,000 movies in existence, we have a lot of work to do.
And if you guys really like our content, we ask a little favor of you. Just mash that like button and to give us a little subscription. Here we go. We're going to jump into the movie review.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. The movie we're reviewing today is Top Gun Maverick. So a lot of people were talking about how this movie was like a little late for a sequel. I
agree.
Don't really agree with that. I mean, I'm all for Top Gun being like a good standalone movie because it was perfect, you know? But the story I felt like they developed for this movie was fantastic.
I liked it. The story they developed is better. It got you more invested into it, like emotionally and shit like that. What I am worried about though is the film being pretty successful. They're gonna keep churning out movies of Top Gun.
Yeah, I don't know if they will because the director was already talking about like it took them 5 years just to get that movie like made after it was written, and then it basically sat on ice due to when COVID.
Yeah,
it sat on Iceman, and he was like, "Get off on me." Like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Val. I love you.
And a big portion of it too was scheduling conflicts with Tom Cruise because he was making so many movies.
Yeah, he needs to stop.
Throughout the
No, but I mean, this movie was basically postponed for a long time because of COVID. They filmed it like over 3 years ago, and then they were going to release it, but all the COVID happened. There was no one going to theaters, and like they wanted to release it to movie theaters. Obviously, they want it to be big in the box office.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it's big. That's a big blockbuster film. Top Gun, one of the most iconic movies of all time. Of course, they don't want to just release it to HBO Max, or Paramount, and then they're going to lose all this money.
To be honest, I didn't think it was going to take off the way it did, and
I called it.
I was telling you, David
did call it.
And
He saw
I told
they're
him,
going to
maybe you probably have high expectations for the movie. David said if they didn't start off with the music soundtrack of Top Gun, that he was going to be pissed.
I was going to walk out, man.
He was going to walk out if they don't play Highway to the Danger Zone.
I was like, oh, man, let's not fucking put it out there.
They did a lot of fan service. So, obviously, if you like the original, which I don't know anyone that didn't.
Yeah.
You would love the intro to this movie because it's almost identical. Like it pays great homage to the first one.
Yeah, and I knew they were gonna have the music in it. I just didn't know that it was just gonna start off that way. Because when it first started, it was a little slow.
Well, it's the same thing in the original. Dude. It's like slow build up. You just hear like the engines being powered up and shit.
And I didn't know if everything was just gonna fucking take off right the back. And sure enough, it did not fucking disappoint.
Yep.
It did not disappoint. David, you called it right off the bat.
David fucking called it, dude.
Called it right off the bat. That was fucking impressive.
It.
God damn it.
So the director was Joseph Kosinski. I think he did a great job with everything that, with the writing that he had. He had a very strong production team. It also helps that he had Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise is kind of like a director like in his own right, he helps push. He knows how to make a great film, and like he always talks to like the cast, the director, the writers. And, this might be a little bit better here. This might be good here. Like
he has very good input.
And one of the things he was talking about was having cameras inside the cockpit, and they did kind of have cameras in the cockpit for the original Top Gun, but there wasn't a lot of the actors flying the plane. Yeah, it was like they were like in a still cockpit, and then all the aerial shots were done by professional pilots. So the actors in this movie are in the cockpit. They're not flying, but they're in the cockpit. So I believe they're the Rio, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But they're in the cockpit.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah. So they had to develop these very special cameras that were they're kind of like half cameras. So like when you put them up, like half a camera here, and all the way around the cockpit.
So that's perspective.
Yeah, so that's why when you see the image, it looks like you're inside the capsule.
Right.
It's a very clean shot.
Although I think Tom actually flew.
Oh, Tom did fly.
Tom actually flew because he's a pilot. He's been a pilot.
He's
for
a
about
legitimate
30.
So he's
pilot.
flying an F-18, like for real?
He's not flying. No, he's not flying one of those planes, but he is flying a jet to make it look like he's flying that kind of a plane.
Oh shit!
The other pictures are him actually in the jet, the camera in front of him and everything, doing the whole thing. Like he's been flying for so long and doing. I think after Top Gun,
like that really kicked off his passion for aviation. So like he's a professional pilot for aircraft like jets, also helicopters. Like he got a motorcycle license. Obviously that's a lot easier to do than a
I remember I was looking up like facts about the first Top Gun, how he never rode a motorcycle.
Yeah. And after Top Gun, he rides a motorcycle.
He said they had like 2 or 3 weeks to like get used to riding it.
He owns 2 planes. That short jet plane that we saw in the beginning, I think that's his.
The P-51's his.
The P-51 is his. So that is actually there's
actually a funny.
You remember me telling you that, right? That was his.
There's a funny story where he during like one of the filmings of he dropped some of the actors off in the P-51 and then just took off. Like after he dropped them off, he did like a Tom Cruise exit. Like in the movies, it's really cool. He like drops you off. He's like, all right, see ya, and just flies off in the plane. He did
That's
that,
fucking
dude.
dope.
He did that several times. Like he also he took one actor home on his motorcycle and then dropped him off and like, see ya, and then just took off on the motorcycle into the sunset.
It's like his fucking car or something, you know what I mean? He treats it like he's
fucking amazing.
Yeah, he treats it like if it's his car. All right, buddy, I'll see you tomorrow. And just fucking goes.
Right?
How can you not? How can you not like just stare at this guy just fucking take off and just Tom Cruise just dropped me off in his fucking plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next to my motorcycle.
No one's gonna believe you, like ever, if you tell that story. Like,
no, not at all. I know I was mentioning the cameras, right? So I know there was some issues because they didn't want any of the electrical equipment from the cameras to interfere with the ejection in case the pilots had to eject.
Oh shit!
So they had to develop all this extra like special safety equipment and software specifically for those cameras.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's crazy.
So it was a lot of work. Yeah. But it really paid off because the look that they have when they're flying those fucking things is amazing.
Yeah,
they're literally in that canyon. They're like when they're doing that low shit. When they're in that canyon.
So the hours that they put into doing this film is crazy ridiculous because I believe they put in a good fucking 14 to 18 hours a day.
That's like regular filming though. But whenever you're on set, they're like anywhere from 16 to 20 hour days.
Were so minute though because there was so much fucking work to go into.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to and. Not just that, there's a lot of safety that goes. That's involved with that.
A ton of safety regulations, I can imagine.
A ton, but I mean, if you look at
I know that's.
But if you look at the finished product, all of that, the work, the safety stuff, 100% worth it. Paid off a lot. The shots were phenomenal. Like I loved. Basically, all of the footage in this movie was fantastic. He wanted a lot of those practical shots.
There was a lot of practical effects, though.
It's the best. It fucking works out.
Yeah, this actually was Tom Cruise's highest grossing film.
This one?
Yeah,
it is.
Wow,
it is his highest.
I was
if you think about all the bangers that he's been on, like
Top Gun
and this one,
Mission Impossible, fucking
He's been in some fucking crazy movies. And if you also think about it, he doesn't make a lot of shitty movies. Can you name like...
He does a lot of...
Yeah, he's a big actor. And he's always been since the 80s,
A little crazy, but he does it very well.
How many shitty movies have you ever seen him in?
Not really much,
Have you seen any shitty movies with Tom Cruise? I can't think of a single one. I'm sure we're gonna get some in the comments, but
probably if you have any shitty movies you want to
please put them down. I'd like to know.
We would like to see those
because even Legend was fucking
we will either
legendary.
Or the director is freaking great. Production too with Jerry Bruckheimer, Tom Cruise, and what's the other dude, Jack Epps or whatever. Those guys actually put a lot of effort into this movie. Everybody was a visionary. Everybody had a certain idea. It was fucking spectacular to have Jerry Bruckheimer and Tom Cruise collage together in something is fucking awesome.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I mean, Jerry Bruckheimer is like one of the best directors of all time. So I mean, and for him to come back and like take on this project, like I don't know whether or not for him it was a passion project or just like, you know, just like let's see what happens.
I ain't got nothing to do.
Nah, dude, he drops. Tom Cruise drops Jerry Bruckheimer at his house all the time in his plane, so he did him a favor and shit like that. Yeah, no, this movie actually hit it hard. I love this movie. Every minute of it, it just was freaking great.
Yeah, I didn't want it to end really.
Before we get too far in the end, let's talk a little bit about like the story.
Yeah, the story was by Peter Craig and Justin Marks, I believe.
I want to talk about the actual story from the movie.
Oh, okay.
So like Pete Maverick Mitchell. In the first movie, he decided to go do training at Top Gun or teach at Top Gun, and that apparently he mentions it in the beginning of the movie that it didn't take. He was only like a teacher for like 2 months or something. And it's like he belongs in the air. He's a pilot, you know. He's still like only a captain, and like they were like, oh, you should be like a 2-star admiral by now, but here you are, captain. There's a lot of comedy there with that. I really like that. He's basically just doing the same shit, working for the Navy, and just flying whenever he gets a chance.
Yeah.
And so like a mission like comes up that requires his very specific skills. Like, and he's had actual battle, you know, dogfights where he took down enemy aircraft. He's like the only one in 40 years or something they say in the movie.
Yeah.
His skills are definitely required. So the story for that was actually pretty cool. Like they're like, oh, you're not going to go on the mission. You got to teach a class. And he's like, that's not me. That's not me. When he starts teaching the kids, it's kind of funny because they're all cocky as fuck.
Because they're all pilots, dude.
They're
Every
all
fucking
like
pilot is
the best of the best pilots, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, who are we gonna get to teach us? And he's at the bar and he puts his fucking cell phone on the fucking, and now he has to pay for everyone's drinks.
Drop my phone.
And then they throw him out of the fucking bar and they're like, thanks, Pops, for the beer.
This is what I love about, okay, so the callback to me is like that they did a spin to it. Remember how in the first Top Gun, he goes up to Charlie because he just, a woman, I want to go talk to her and shit like that.
Yeah.
Little did he know that she's the fucking civilian and like sort of instructor.
Yeah, this is the instructor.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a switcheroo.
Yeah, it's the old switcheroo because, like, you know, she shows up and he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then now it's when he gets carried out of the bar, it's the people that he's going to be training. They like see him, they're like, fuck.
The cocky guy, fucking Hangman.
Hangman, yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of my best interactions is when Maverick talks to Jennifer Connelly, who plays Penny Benjamin.
Her character isn't
in the original.
new. She's in the original movie.
She's in the original.
Who's she?
Well, she's not in it. They mention her character.
They mention her character
in the movie. She's an admiral's daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I love how she kind of like manipulates him a little bit because it's her
kind
bar.
of?
Well, not kind of. She completely screws him over.
Well, she doesn't manipulate. She just basically like, you never called me back. Guess who's paying this tab?
You're paying this tab. She rings the bell and everything.
Don't ghost people. Lesson learned.
Yeah, don't ghost people.
And it's so funny that his card got declined.
I know, right? You would, but you okay? Well, also think about it. When you put your phone on the fucking bar, there's a sign that says you're paying for everyone's drinks at the bar. So you have to buy the entire fucking bar a round of drinks. Do you have any idea how expensive that is? Bro, that's easily like over $1,000.
Probably. I mean, if you're buying everybody
especially
around,
how busy that bar was.
It's probably like the cheapest beer.
Did you know that they built that bar for the movie?
It looks like they did. I don't
They
think
built
that
the bar
would
for
ever
the movie,
exist like that, yeah.
and then so they built it right on the beach, and then the people that lived there were opting to the city to keep it because they loved it so
Shut
much.
the fuck up. We can go.
Really?
Yeah. Here's the sad part. They tore it down.
Oh.
Did the city tear it down?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah. It's bullshit, right? It's
That
like
is
that would have been a
bullshit.
badass. Do you have any idea how much money that would bring to your city?
Yes.
The fucking bar from Top Gun Maverick,
That
one of
would
the
just
highest
gonna go
grossing
there for-
films of all time. Like that's
Dope. All that time and effort to build that thing and just
Fucking
for a
idiots,
bulldozer to
dude.
break it down. That fucking sucks.
That's
a lot of that happens a lot in movies though.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
spend all this
no,
money.
I mean-
they build all these fucking high budget things and then just like, you know what, we're done, and just take it all out.
You know what movie didn't do that? Star Wars. They actually still have their setup in Morocco from their first original.
Yeah, and
that's
also
crazy.
fucking
People
Lord of the
live there.
Rings,
Lord of the Rings too, yeah.
Yeah,
The Matrix. That freeway's still there.
It's so funny to me
That
how
quarter-mile stretch of freeway in Matrix Reloaded, it's still there. You can go visit it.
What?
that's
Yeah.
dope.
I forgot what city it's in, but we could go visit it.
Shit,
It's like an
that's
empty
badass.
fucking road for
It's
like
just
what,
it's
2
just
miles?
it's literally no, it's a quarter mile.
Quarter mile.
It's just enough where they can just get a couple cars like going back and
just
forth, and
film
then just
it.
do a loop, you know.
Couple cars. There's a lot of fucking.
But no, they
cars
just
on
do
that road.
they do a loop like this, like
Oh,
just
yeah,
around
yeah,
both
yeah,
sides,
no.
you know.
Yeah, guys, it's definitely a spectacle. You guys, please go watch the movie. Support Tom Cruise in this freaking film. He's
If you're
phenomenal.
tired of CGI films, this is a great
This is
summer
like
movie to kick
This
off.
is like the perfect time because it came out right at the
Yes.
beginning of summer.
This is the
And,
first
like
summer
the first
blockbuster.
this is the first movie for summer, and it's also the biggest blockbuster. I guarantee you, there's not going to be another movie that comes out that's going to top
this.
this.
Is actually
I don't think so.
It is
the
so
biggest
good.
blockbuster movie that came out after the pandemic. It did more than the
Yeah.
Marvel movies. It did more.
That's what I was saying. It's the high. Okay, so at the time of this recording, it hasn't even been 2 weeks yet.
No, it's only week
So
one.
it's only been 1 week, and it's already the highest grossing film in Tom Cruise's career. Tom Cruise, who is one of the biggest actors on the planet, if not the biggest actor on the planet,
Yeah.
for sure.
right? That just tells you how highly anticipated this film was.
And honestly, for me personally, dude, I'm not a big fan of films that have a sequel 20 or 30 fucking years afterwards.
Because usually they're garbage.
They're usual shit, and that's why I had very low expectations. I never even watched the fucking trailer. I only saw like bits and pieces of a commercial, but I think it was like for Carl's Jr. or some shit like that. Okay, those aerial maneuvers look pretty cool. Be a good film. And then George hit me up and he's like, "Dude, let's go watch." I'm like, "Damn." For me
Jesus
personally,
Christ.
going into the film without having seen the trailer and it being just a phenomenal film, I was very happy.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So the music by Maverick, you guys probably already know. Faltermeyer, Lady Gaga, and Hans Zimmer were the ones composing.
I actually really, because I've been hearing that Lady Gaga, like her song, like on the radio for a while now. Been on the radio.
Yeah.
Wait, what song did she do?
It's the
Highway to the Danger Zone. No.
No,
would be
she does.
an interesting rendition.
Right.
Of Highway
She
to the
does
Danger Zone.
"Hold My Hand"
Yeah.
in the movie, and there's
Hold my hand, hold
there's another
my
song,
hand.
"I Ain't Worried" by One Republic is in there too,
Yeah. Do, 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 do.
alongside
Don't-
with the original anthem to Top Gun and
Yeah.
everything like that, which played it out perfectly. You can't have that fucking movie without the anthem. to Top
I'm
Gun.
telling you, man.
You know what?
Oh,
I
100%.
want that playing like at my funeral. I really don't.
the P-51?
care. I
Let's
don't think
talk about the
anybody-
planes for a little bit. So,
Oh yeah, well,
so they were flying F-18s.
Yes, sir.
Right. 14s they flew in the original Top Gun.
Tomcats?
They were going up against a fifth generation.
I'm not too familiar
I'm not
with
too
the
familiar with
fifth
that
generation.
at all. But when I saw it, they kind of reminded me of like I'm not entirely sure, but I believe it was a YF-21.
I don't think.
If not, I'll have the information in a text right here to let us know how stupid we are.
yeah, please.
But-
if you know,
but they're-
let
they're-
us know.
but,
'cause
like,
we can't
I-
fucking remember.
I was kind of like wondering like how powerful are these fifth gen, aircraft?
there was a maneuver that they did
Probably
in
pretty
the film
fucking powerful, man. I mean,
where he almost like basically the plane hit the brakes and then just turned.
Yeah.
As opposed to
Well, he stalled it. If you look, he stalled he stalled it.
and then
I
and then
know
just
that
fucking
I
turned
know
it right
that
around.
certain military are improving more and more on fucking
course.
jets nowadays for
the unknown enemy.
the unknown
Sorry.
for battle in the air for all kinds of situations and everything like that.
Aliens.
So it doesn't freaking hell. Who knows, right?
What I want to know is if it really does matter how talented the pilot is, or if the aircraft is just if it's superior, it's superior.
I think it's gonna have to vary. I feel like in the future we're just gonna have like drones driving that shit.
See, that's what the problem
Because that
is.
mean that fucking.
and that fucks shit up because
Well, all that means is that scene in Independence Day where we fucking started winning is bullshit. So let's talk about the new pilots, right? So we have
what we're talking
Hangman,
about, really.
we have Bob, Coyote, Fanboy.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I liked the most is how they were all like ethnically just there was so much diversity.
There's a lot of diversity.
There was, and I really appreciated that.
That was
Well, I mean,
actually
you have to
pretty cool.
imagine that Hollywood's very woke now, so they're going to do that.
But it was a great thing to
Yeah.
see. Like
yeah, it
that's
was
something that's
definitely a great thing to see. One of the characters that make you not like him very much in the beginning, Hangman.
Hangman.
And then turns out, he's not such a bad guy after all. He plays his character
he's
very
just
fucking well.
he's kind of like you. He's a douche, but he's not an asshole.
He's like a really cocky fucking pilot.
So
yeah.
he's more like you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
When it comes to these characters being the best pilots that they can possibly be, who are they going to get to train them to be something even better? And they have no idea who this fucking person is, and just so happens to be the person they threw out of the bar. Turns out to be the best fucking pilot there ever was.
I do believe that they take the story from the original movie and they crank the throttle on that because the mission that they throw them on is fucking ridiculous.
It seemed impossible to do.
It's almost, yeah, like if they had to do that in real life, do you have any idea like how many months they would need preparation for that?
I don't know. You
And
just
they
sent
did
Tom
it-
Cruise in because he goes.
And they did it in like a matter of like 2 weeks or some shit.
Tom Cruise did it in 15 seconds in one day.
I say 15 seconds, man. Jesus
2 minutes
Christ.
and 15 seconds is what he did. We got to talk about the beach football scene here.
It's another
Okay?
callback that
It's
I
not
like.
the
I mean-
volleyball scene.
But
It's almost the same shit.
yeah,
not the volleyball
It was on the
scene.
beach.
And there was a lot of
cared-
skins.
There was a lot of
Two
what?
offenses and two defensive teams.
Why there was no
going at it.
shirts and there was all skins?
Who
Why?
cares, man?
Because they all worked their asses off to be in shape for that movie, for
Goddamn,
that
they
scene.
did.
You have to be if you're going to be a pilot.
They
Like that.
all fought like because they wanted shirts and skins, and they were like, "Fuck that! We worked too hard for this." And
Your body
and
has to
then-
be tight
And then
for fucking
fucking
to be a
the
jet
director was
fighter
like,
pilot.
"I guess, dude."
Yeah.
But you know what? It
They had to shoot that scene twice. by
that
the way.
football scene and him actually taking part of the scene with him playing along. And God, for 50 fucking years old, the guy can still run like a motherfucker.
He's still in great shape.
He's still in
considering,
great
dude.
shape.
He
doing what
fucking
can
he
do.
works out all the time. He has a great diet.
It's so cool to see him working with the younger group, hanging in there and fucking pulling everybody together. I think that was a great fucking scene.
It was very nice
Great
to see.
thing to do.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, it wasn't volleyball, but hey, you can't bring the oldies back.
No,
to
they
the
just
newbies.
changed. It's the same. It's the same concept.
Same concept,
but just a little spin on
Yeah.
it,
A little different.
which is fine. It paid homage to the original movie, but it also made that whole scene its own for the new one.
Exactly.
It did.
You know,
It
it's
brought
a
something
little
new
bit
to
of
the
a
table.
spin.
Brought something new to the
A
table.
little bit of a spin, but yeah.
The one thing I was really disappointed on it, and like it's gonna be John Hamm Cyclone. We didn't get to see him fly at all.
No.
So the only instructor we got to see fly was Maverick. And in the original movie, there was Jester, and then there was
Viper.
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 You know, so it's like, fuck, man. Like we only got to see Maverick. We didn't get to see him fly with someone else. And
No, but
that would have been very interesting to see Cyclone fly because he was very anti-Maverick in the beginning, and then kind of changed his tones more towards the
yeah,
end.
no. Once you see the different direction that it was taking place, it was perfectly fine. The way
It's
it was
fine
going
because
with
he's
it,
like-
because it worked.
Yeah.
It works in its favor.
He's a high-ranking official, and he's in charge of like the mission success. So it's like he doesn't
Exactly.
need to be up in the
No.
sky. I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But it would have been nice, you know, to see a little bit more
Him,
confrontation there.
Yeah, put John Hamm in a fucking plane. Let me see that happen.
Yeah, he didn't.
What do I do?
Yeah,
Buttons.
he didn't want to go up in a plane.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he mentioned that in one of his interviews. Didn't
I
want.
don't blame him, dude.
Don't blame him either.
I
At
don't
the
even know
same
if
time,
I don't know what G-force feels like, and I don't know if I'd be able to handle it.
It's the amount of like times your body weight, the amount of pressure.
Yeah, that's fucking. It's intense. It's definitely intense.
Just imagine if they're doing like G7, so like 7 times your body weight, but pressure on you.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, one of the things that I
Like
also
that.
want to bring up is when Maverick actually goes to speak to Iceman.
That was
So,
heart-wrenching.
Hold on, before we do that, I'm gonna need another beer.
Yeah, I'm gonna get another drink.
you know what? I'm gonna need one too.
All right,
Ready.
we're back. By the way, absolutely love the fucking shirt you're wearing.
Thank you.
Very goose of you. Very rooster of you.
Fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
Fucking love it.
Tried a little
I love it. And you know, cheers. Actually, we didn't do a cheers in the
We
beginning.
didn't do a
Cheers,
cheers.
Let's do a
Oh my
cheers,
God, David.
So far,
Reach. Sorry, we're breaking a little
Yeah.
bit. We're trying to do something a little differently this time around, so that's why, we're a little goofy.
I'm gonna cut all that out.
You're a dick. Don't you fucking dare do that.
Let's get back
As
to
you
Val
were.
Kilmer, Iceman.
Heart-wrenching.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I was gonna cry.
I wanted
Dude.
to, dude.
Okay, so I did not expect Val Kilmer to actually talk.
didn't
When
think
they
so
first,
Either. No.
when they first started interacting with each other and he was typing, like I get it, like I got it.
I want to talk
I
about
like
work.
I like how they addressed that he actually had cancer, like a throat cancer. They address it, which is like it's a real thing because that Val Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2017. He's doing a lot better now. Actually, he actually has an upcoming role in Willow, the TV series that's going to be on Disney Plus.
Willow?
We'll probably touch on that a little bit later. It's a series, but it's a series of one of my favorite movies with Val Kilmer. So we'll.
You didn't know?
No, is Warwick Davis coming
Warwick
back?
Davis is coming back.
Fuck yeah! All right,
So
cool. I'm interested.
We'll come back. We'll come back to that. But
Coming back, bro.
we'll come back to that. But he's actually healing up, and they're doing procedures to help him regain a little bit of his voice. That's why when he talked in Maverick, he didn't sound incredibly raspy. He didn't have the throat box. So in the documentary, he has like a throat box, so he has that fucking crazy wild voice. But in here, he did not have that. You actually got to hear a little bit of his real voice. I was like, oh, and he actually didn't sound that bad.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I was fucking surprised.
There's a slight percentage he can get. I wouldn't say all of it, but most of his speech back.
I think he's working really hard to get himself better because he wants to come back and do what he likes to do. And he loves acting. He fucking loves it.
Yeah.
He loves doing and he's an amazing actor. He's definitely one of my favorite
we've talked about him
actors.
at length on this show before in different roles and whatnot. Like whenever he's in something, he usually steals the show. And even though he was in this movie for, I don't know, like 3 minutes, if that, like he put a solid stamp on there and fucking it was great. Even though he didn't say much. You know, I like that they actually maintained a really good friendship.
Through the texts.
Yeah.
The ice, like, hey, you know, like,
yeah, they had a great friendship for like the last 30 years,
Yeah,
you know?
of
So I mean that's
course.
fucking amazing. Let's talk about the ending. Did you guys like the way that they ended the movie?
Okay, I know we talked about this. There was a scene where Maverick came in at the ending of the movie into the bar to go talk to Penny. Daniel said that he could have left that out, right? When we went
100% could have left that out. Yeah, I think the reason they left it in because it shows a little bit about Maverick's character, but we know his character already.
he's like, okay, I really do this work.
Yeah, I
really
want to
wanna
make this work.
show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show. Myself is gonna show up.
But I mean, he's already established that throughout the entire movie. All right, Manny, hit us with the budget.
Oh, the budget. You want to know the budget for the movie? Okay.
Yeah, hit us with the budget.
How much do you think the budget was?
Such a big thing. I want to say it was like, at least 400 mil.
400 mil budget?
Yeah. You don't think so? With all the aviation?
Okay, so take that into effect plus everything else. How much do you think the budget is?
Okay, I'm going to go 350.
350.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 185 mil.
Oof.
David closer?
Damn, David, almost closest. The budget for the movie was 170 million.
Oh,
Way.
you going to the hard deck?
170?
$170 million was the budget for
No
the
fucking
movie.
way.
That was the budget.
That's way more impressive. 170 mil to pay all the actors, to get all the rentals, to shoot the entire production seems very low for this gigantic blockbuster film. I mean, most Marvel movies are more than that, you know?
Marvel movies, you said?
Yeah.
Not
A lot of them
A lot
are.
of them.
A lot of them are.
I don't think a lot of them hit the triple digits for the budget. Do they?
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Really?
Not all of them, but some of them do.
The really big ones, so like the
What is it? What is it?
Spider-Man one,
Fucking-
when they crossed over the
So,
Was that Far
like
From
the
Home or No
Avengers
Way Home?
ones,
But how much are they
do go
really
over
paying
there.
for? You're just
Avengers.
fucking CGI in the Marvel films, dude. There's
a lot
no
of work.
fucking real
There's
shit.
a lot of work.
It's a lot of
into it,
work.
though.
They have to they have to get all the
Think
coordinate
about
the
Endgame
action
and
scenes.
fucking all the actors that are in there.
But you know the people who do the CGI work are not union, Morty. They're not unionized.
No, a lot of people aren't unionized.
No, people in the filmmaking
Definitely
industry
right,
are
Rick.
unionized. Everybody that were the cast, the crew, they're all unionized except for the CGI
Well, yeah, because those are independent production companies,
because
right?
it's a
Yeah.
newer sort of concept towards filmmaking, and that's why nobody really wants to.
I wouldn't say it's
unionize.
newer, but it's just they haven't unionized yet. For sure, they should.
They should and they need
fucking
to
should.
because those people need to be paid the fucking amount of work they're doing, considering the budgets of the film.
So domestically, opening 4-day weekend once Maverick came out, how much do you think it made?
domestically,
So
Okay, so
4
4
4-day
days.
weekend, Thursday through Sunday.
430 million.
Opening weekend?
Why not? At least double. I'm throwing a little extra change on there.
All right.
a lot. Domestically,
That's-
George.
Domestically.
Oh, domestic.
Yes.
Okay, let's go 260.
I was gonna go with 120 million opening
So
domestic.
you're a lot closer.
Son of a
Actually,
bitch.
156.
Okay, so
Oh,
they
wow,
almost
that's-
broke
that's-
even with the budget.
yeah.
They
on
almost
the first
broke,
weekend.
and this is
For
only
here,
4
domestically.
days.
Holy shit,
156. This is actually Tom Cruise's only movie on a 4-day opening weekend to hit over 100,000 plus, which is the only movie he's ever made this on the opening weekend.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, the only movie to make this on an opening weekend, which makes it the 4th movie ever to do that good.
So the fourth highest grossing film?
4th highest.
So what are the other ones like Titanic, Avatar?
I
and-
have no idea.
Probably
I did not
Titanic,
look
Avatar,
into it,
actually.
but I read up at that it was the 4th highest.
Avatar is always on that fucking list.
Jesus
But
Christ, dude.
I'm pretty sure it fucking
Wow.
is. Worldwide, do you guys know how much? You guys want
Now
to
we got to get up into the 200s, George.
take a gander? The global box office?
I'll take a guess.
billion
I'm
dollars.
trying to think.
You're a fucking idiot. Why are you on this show? Let's start with David.
205 mil.
205 mil? I'm going to go 206, Bob.
You're fucking Bob Barkering this so hard. George is closer.
You fucking serious, dude?
He Bob Barkered you. He Bob Barkered you so bad. No, because he guessed so badly on the other two.
Yeah.
He decided to fucking Bob Barker
What a
you.
dick, dude. You-
Such a fucking dick. David, if he hadn't have done that,
You
I
should have let me go
guarantee-
first. You fucked up. You let him go first.
No, because you were being
He's like,
stupid.
I'll raise that hand one.
It was 248 million.
Shit, dude. 240
248
and that's
million.
opening weekend.
That was globally worldwide.
Wow, dude.
That's a lot, yeah.
So
Awesome. It's awesome.
Really good.
yeah, no, this movie is actually making a ton of fucking money.
I just hope that the people
Um,
behind this movie
but-
aren't going to be like, hey, we got all this money. Let's make another one. Like, I don't want to see another one. I'm happy with it now.
Well, as far as I know the director was like, it was a struggle getting this going, and he's like, we just got it done. I don't really foresee anything. He's like, because they went through so many scripts,
Yeah.
and they finally got one that they liked. Like, he doesn't see it happening anytime soon.
I don't want to see it. Yeah.
And to be honest, I think it'd be a great way to just end, Maverick's like
Legacy.
legacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the week, the movie is actually grossing quite a bit, and it's still fucking grossing, and it's still fucking going.
Yeah. At the time of this
So-
recording, it will have been out for a little over a week. I think like 9 days.
Yeah,
And when I release this video, I'll put right here how much money it made in that time frame.
but as of right now, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to say how much it made throughout the week. So throughout the week, how much
okay.
do you guys think this? We'll go box office through the week.
Wait, box office of the week?
It doesn't say global; it just says box office. So you guys are gonna have to take your chats on that
Okay,
one.
so the
I'll go first this time since
We'll
yeah.
see if
I'm gonna
we'll,
go.
We'll guess domestic because I have.
I'm gonna
no
go
idea.
365 million.
360.
365.
365.
Yeah.
You know, Bar Barker him, or are you gonna
Wait,
take your own
domestically? What was
Worldwide, he said.
We'll
for
do
the
worldwide.
week. Worldwide for the week, not opening weekend.
Chance? Oh god damn! You should have Bar Barkered him.
what happened?
434.9 million.
Ooh, them some big boy numbers.
Those are big boy money and growing.
I think it's going to hit in the
Bro,
billions.
that's
You guys think
only-
it's going to hit in the billions?
That's week one.
I have no fucking clue, but I'm only basing this off of what the information that I'm getting off of different sites, definitely theater sites, IMDb.
That's fucking great.
Wikipedia,
I think-
everything that I can go off of. And as of right now, what I can tell for the box office, it says 434.9 million.
I think it's going to hit in the billions by the time it's out of the theaters globally. I think
Yeah, for
estimate-
sure.
Okay.
So you have to
I'm
imagine-
glad
you
you,
also-
mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned
Well,
that.
you also have to know that like whenever a movie is this successful, it runs a little bit longer.
So I'm glad you mentioned billions because certain people are actually predicting that this movie will probably hit
1 billion.
over $1.5 billion.
Nice, dude.
fuck.
They are predicting
Nice.
that.
Really?
They're predicting it. Nobody's confirmed that will actually happen.
Well, no,
because
you can't confirm something that hasn't happened.
nobody's
Manny.
confirming anything, but they have strong
are
beliefs
predictions.
that this movie will actually go that fucking high.
I haven't met anybody that has said anything bad
There's
about this film.
I haven't heard zero
I've
negative
heard
reviews.
nothing from anybody.
Nothing but
about
great
this
reviews
fucking
about this movie. This movie has had nothing but thumbs up all around.
Yes,
It's like a thumbs up. And
All around. Yeah.
and this is why I'm like, I want a TV show, even if it doesn't fucking take place as the same thing. But that's overall everything that I've looked into it. I've done the research on it. I've fucking tried to look on different sites and everything, and that is what it gave me. But the overall story with everything that's come through with Maverick, it's definitely a film you guys definitely need to go see. Highly recommend it.
Highly recommend watching this movie in
fan of
theaters.
Top Gun, it's something that you need to. Like, I don't even like most movies. You don't need to. This you need.
This
to. If you're a
movie-
fan, you have to go see
100%.
it.
This is a movie is a cinematic experience.
yes,
You need to see
absolutely.
it, in the cinema.
If you just want to get out of the house because you're cooped up, tired of being in the pandemic, and you want to like kick off the summer, this is that fucking film to help you get.
And
into
also
that
explore. They have this movie in 40X in some locations. Go watch it that way.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any movie in 40X. I prefer Dolby. That's just me.
I love Dolby.
Dolby.
I love Dolby.
I like Dolby.
But I mean, if you want to really like enjoy this and actually get some of the fucking emotions in with the wind passing right by you, I think 4DX is definitely the way to go.
So please subscribe, hit us up with a comment, give us another movie. We will definitely do more films like this with us going to the theater and having our experiences. Definitely fun. Definitely fun.
Definitely fun.
Actually trying to do that right now because out here where we live at in Orange County, California, there's a theater called the Frida Cinema out in Santa Ana. And they always play fucking classic fucking
They play
films.
classic films
Every
on
month
the big
they
screen.
pull out a whole calendar of all these fucking films, and there's a few movies that we definitely got to go see, boys.
I
Definitely.
mean, we got to go watch Akira.
Akira.
There.
Yeah.
I mean, that was fantastic. I had never seen it in the big screen before.
Nah.
They played it. They played
Yeah,
it one.
I still haven't
They
seen
played
in
it
the
one
big
other time. I think in like 2000, I believe. They re-released it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I
They
remember
re-released
that,
it to theaters, but I missed it. So it was really nice to actually see it in the cinema. So it's nice. Like, check your local listing. I mean, if there's a local theater that plays like old movies,
Yeah, support your
that's
local theaters.
Yeah, support
Always
your local
check it out,
theaters.
dude, because
Yeah.
there's like
Always.
the nostalgia aspect to it. To be able to see movies in the theaters that you never got to see in the theaters.
I mean, that's why movies are built for this. They're built for the cinematic experience. They're not built to watch at home. So when you see it, in a theater, it brings a whole different ambiance to the movie.
you're gonna meet other people who love the movie.
It's like
as
watching
well.
it's like watching stand up on TV versus going to the club.
Yes.
It's a whole different experience.
Again, I said this before, subscribe, hit us up, give us any movies in the comments and everything like that. And if you guys want to follow us, George, where can they follow us?
You can follow us on Facebook. We're Not Your Everyday Critics, and Instagram at Not Your Everyday Critics. Pretty simple, right? Also, if you want to email us, you can email us at nyec.gse@gmail.com and make some suggestions. We love watching all types of movies. If you would like us to review something that you want to see, just throw it in there. Be more than happy to.
And like always, be safe, happy movie going, and we will catch you guys next time on Not Your Everyday Critics.
Peace. I don't have any more beer.
You don't have a beer? You
Yeah,
finish your
you
beer?
drink like a fucking old lady.
These fucking guys just leaving me here. Anyways, we'll catch you guys next time.